fucking joint. Yeah. Let's go. Stream's current bandwidth is this. Is lower than the recommended. Okay. Let's go ahead and switch that. Go ahead and switch that. Oh. Now it says it's okay. That's some weird shit. Okay. So. I swear they could hear us. Okay, so let's not assume. Hey everyone, Robert Silver here for another episode of Let's Talk Photography. And as some of you may know, this week I have model and actor Arion Johnson. So let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
I'm excited to have you. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, which you should be at Robert Silver Photography, then you would have seen the photo I posted that we recently just did, just like a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
like
days ago,
something like that. And we've worked together numerous times ever since he's gotten with MDT Agency over in San Francisco. So before we get to the details and the particulars of this week's episode, I want you to head on over to social media and make sure you follow me at Robert Silver Photography. And on Instagram at Robert Silver Photography, Patreon, Robert Silver Photography, and everything else. And if you can be so kind, head on over to Instagram and follow Arion on Instagram at...
I am Arion J. I am Arion J, the letter J.
Awesome. Yeah, you can see all of his antics, mostly model and acting. And if you have any questions about modeling and acting yourself, feel free to... message him?
Yes, you can definitely message me. Yes.
Awesome. So, now, let's get to why we are here this week. I wanted to talk to you about working with male models, the pros, the cons, tips, and advice, right? And one thing I've noticed throughout the years and at my workshops is that when it comes to portrait photography, and being that a large portion of the photographers out there tend to be male, you see that they naturally easily gravitate shooting beautiful women, right? Or women in general, okay? Now, that's great and all, and I like shooting beautiful women too. There's nothing wrong with it. But I like shooting men because it adds a whole nother range to my photography. Not only in just the images I create, but the way I approach my photography. And it's vastly different. So we're going to talk a little bit about that later. So right now... I want to introduce you to Arion more so you understand why he's sitting here next to me. Okay? So, Arion, first thing is, what got you into modeling and acting? Like, what inspired you?
Pretty much, I was about 14, and my mom had took me out of school one day. She was like, hey, this is a modeling opportunity for you to do. Okay. Do you want to do it? And I was like, all right, cool. So, we went to this workshop by Charleston Pierce.
Okay.
And he's a model coach out of San Francisco.
Okay.
And I went and just to check it out to see how it is. At first, I didn't like it only because it's just I play sports, testosterone. Think about everybody else thinking about me, so I just kind of like pushed off for a minute. But as I got older, I just started seeing the me being more involved in the industry as far as what I did on a daily basis. Love taking photos, love to experiment with clothes, with tones and color and everything of this nature, and then so it just kind of gravitated to me that way.
And was there a particular talent or like an entertainer or somebody that said, I can do that? Like, was there an inspiration from someone specific or no?
I think like people like Will Smith and Denzel Washington, of course, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, really?
That's really big fan of his.
Oh,
his work.
Right on. Okay, all right, yeah. No, they all embody a great amount of work. Absolutely,
right, exactly.
And did you feel getting into acting and modeling intimidating?
Yes, at first, because I used to get rejected a lot starting out. Oh man, that's the nitty gritty nobody wants to like kind of face. But after I got past that barrier and just kind of be more content with myself, then
Okay.
it was smooth sailing from there.
Right. And what are some of the let's talk. Let's get right to it. Let's do
All
it.
right. Let's get it.
What are some of the biggest hurdles that you run into as a male model right now?
Ooh, just some
Product placement. Product placement.
Oh man, right. No, I think some big hurdles I ran into, me personally, is my height.
Oh really?
My height.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you could give some of your height to me.
Look, I wish.
Give me like a good 6 inches.
I wish I was like 6'1", man. But I'm 6'3",
Okay.
6'2" on the record.
Okay.
But no, but my height comes a problem sometimes for certain clients. I fit a certain style of clothing that's not really average in stores.
Oh.
So typically like H&M or Zara and those things, they typically pertain to people who are 6 feet, 5'10".
Oh.
You know what
okay.
I mean? In that
like
range.
an average.
That's an average man.
Gotcha.
So I went through that problem a lot. I missed out on some opportunities like Banana Republic. You know what I mean? Just because my torso is a little bit too long, and I get it. It's just about,
Yeah.
about
What's
the
available?
measurements. But yeah, that and then also just not having the right look. And that's the thing that you have to have a tough skin. Being in this industry, you gotta know that that's just not the look they're looking for. You might not have the right cheekbones, or you might have a mole in the wrong spot, or whatever the case may be.
You said a mole in the wrong spot.
Look, whatever the case may be, if that client or that agency or whatever, doesn't find you appealing enough or just doesn't fit into their program, then it's just not the right fit for you. You just gotta move on.
I do want to let you know, I do apologize for the frozen feed that happened earlier. Don't worry, I'm on it. It should be fine. Please post, let me know how the audio and the stream is. Of course, you should know, as we're live on YouTube, everything is always a work in progress, and I'll do what I can to make sure it stays smooth, okay? Otherwise, real quick, I'm sorry to cut you off. I want to say hi to folks. I'm going to mess this name up. I for sure am. Tiona over in Oakland, Cameron from Sacramento, and yes, I know it's frozen. It should not be frozen anymore, but I think it's okay. It is working. Thank you, Cameron. I appreciate that. Awesome. Thanks. What's up? If you have any questions, please post them down below, because there will be a portion that we will be answering all of your questions. So go ahead. I'll scroll back, I promise, and I'll answer any questions pertaining to portrait, fashion photography, as well as working with male models for this episode. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So all right. So now back to your obstacles. So you're saying that sometimes it's hard to find the proper clothes and the fitting and everything, right?
Right, exactly.
So how did you work? Like when you approached the agency, was that an issue at all?
It was an issue to an extent. I mean, I was a little hesitant into submitting to certain agencies because I knew that the barrier that I was gonna have to cross over at some point. I was gonna question my height. But at the same time, I feel like with these agencies or just in clients in general, if they like your look, they will make it work.
They're gonna make it work,
regardless of the way it is. I mean, you could be 6'7". If they like your look, they'll make it work somehow.
That's like photography. If your clients love your work, they're gonna pay the price. They'll figure out a way. So that's okay. So that was your attitude walking in.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like, if it's for me, I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in God, and so like, if the opportunity was for me, it's for me. If it's not, then
the door will be open or it'll be locked.
It'll be locked. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'll just go to a different door.
There you go. And now, let's talk about your, how can you say, your core support. How's your family? Like your friends and family, how did they approach you when they see you want to be a model? Like I don't hear it every day. Okay.
No, man. I mean, my family, they're pretty supportive.
Okay. Mom's was like,
yeah, my mom was very supportive from the beginning. She's one of my biggest critiques. And
that's good. An honest judge.
Yeah, she's honest, but some things she doesn't know that she thinks she knows. But my family, they were a little hesitant about supporting me in the industry because I'm religious. I'm a preacher's kid, so this industry is a part of the world.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it's that barrier I have to kind of gain.
Trying to balance.
Trying to balance between the two, not lose my religion, but also being true to myself, my passion. And so
gotcha.
That was a big barrier between me and my family. But over time, and they started to see that it's still not affecting me at my spiritual journey as a person, then they kind of kind of was on.
So what we're actually witnessing is the positive side of the modeling and entertainment industry, where in which it can only in this case uplift you, and you can express who you want to be and how you want to do that, and at the same time you don't let this the system of the entertainment world eat you up.
Oh yeah,
Does that make sense and change you and everything.
I'm planning to stay grounded. Just got I have to pray more, and I'm still working my journey with God with that, and pray more and just be more grounded in the industry so I can not let distract from my goal.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, okay, so just in case we have a male model or two out there, what are some advice you would give them?
Advice for male models, man.
Yeah, to get into it. Like, is there any sort of practice that you did or wish you did that they should know about? Like, man, I should have done more of that.
I think for male models, because it's a little bit different than women, because males, our poses are very subtle. We can do so much, but if you do it the right way and tweak it in certain ways, it can execute a really amazing thing. As we've seen when we worked together plenty of times.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, I've learned to do poses in the mirror. I mean, your mirror is your camera.
Gotcha.
I've learned that from proper training from my coach, and just going into the mirror doing 10 poses, 5 facial expressions, embodying different personas, dressing different, taking fashion risks. All these things, you'd be surprised when you go into a set with a photographer and you're prepared. The last thing a photographer wants is a model that doesn't have any poses.
Yeah, that I
we've been through this.
Yeah, no, that's not.
We've been through this. Yeah, so you want to make sure you have at least 20 poses.
Gotcha.
To your name, so that way when a photographer comes in, it's less direction he has to give you. Some photographers love to give direction because they have a certain vision.
Yeah.
What they want, but if you can give them your best self without them having to give direction, there's less time.
That's even better.
In and out, and we can get some money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, where do you find, like, are there any sources of posing inspirations for you? Like, where do you look, like, to be like, all right, this is kind of cool?
I look at, like, GQ magazine.
Okay.
I look at Vogue.
Okay.
I look at billboards.
Yeah, I know I do.
I know you have GQ
Last
magazine.
week, if you tuned in, we
you
talked all about Vogue, but this week we're going to talk all about GQ. Okay? Get yourself a physical magazine subscription. It's $10 a year. Like, seriously. It's a cup of coffee. But you get, I as a photographer, I get inspired for the exact same reason for posing. I look at how men pose. Like, a woman can't pose like this. This is too hard. She could. I shouldn't say that. But nonetheless, you just stereotypically wouldn't see that. It's a very hard pose. But it works for him. He looks like a gladiator, That's a normal person. But I just love what I can get out of this is lighting, too.
The lighting, the fashion.
Right? And the fashion.
You don't have to copy the person that's in the actual magazine, but it's like taking bits and pieces. Like, I like his glasses, or I like his, shoes.
Look at the shadow on this. Look at the framing of it. I love it. But that's why I love the magazines. I barely read this shit, but I sure enough examine the hell out of these photos. Look at the depth of field. I look at the depth of field of it. Yeah, it's great. And how the lighting works with the complexion of the model.
Yeah, that's very important.
Right?
That right there.
Look how moody this Tom Ford editorial is, right? But it works because of, I don't know, I just like I like the almost not contrast between the background and his skin. It's so deep and moody. I love it, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
That's super jazzy. But anyway, so get yourself a magazine. Are there any other places?
Man, billboards, man.
Really?
Billboards are where the real money is. Doing
for the inspiration.
Because
wow.
I mean, think about it. If a pose or a certain picture ends up on a billboard, that's very big. So you can imagine like walking in Times Square, and you see yourself on a big billboard in Times Square. That's a really good photo if it has been.
Oh, so you're saying because it made it to that. That's right.
Yeah.
A prominence out there on a big billboard. Then that's a pose that somehow attracted the creative director or whoever to make a decision to use that photo.
In that specific area.
Gotcha.
It could have been a magazine easily, could have been on Instagram, but they decided to put it in Times Square.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
Okay.
that's a big thing.
All right. Any places on the internet that you look for posing for men that you would recommend to? Or
I go on other agencies sites.
Really?
Yeah, that's that. I
Oh,
mean, you gotta be studious of the game. You got
yeah.
to.
Obviously, you seem like like you're snooping around on people's sites.
Oh
and
no,
shit.
man! Look, I look at the agencies I'm with and other agencies I'm not with, and just look at the male models and see, like, the ones that are killing the game right now. It's a lot of them, and like Matthew East, like he's killing the game right now. He's with Will Media and stuff. And I look at his poses, and it's just like amazing poses. It's amazing.
So you actually pick up from other male model talent as well.
I get inspired by all male models, even female models. It's some poses that it may not be as feminine that I can maybe try that.
Add more testosterone to the photo.
Add to it, yeah, definitely.
Oh,
you gotta be inspired by everyone.
Okay. I didn't think of that. That's actually, I like that. You basically put a male twist to the pose you saw a female do, basically.
Yes, definitely. I think it's very key. I mean, females do it all the time. Women do it all the time. So.
And when you show up to a photo shoot, what are some things you wish some photographers, had it together for? Because I know I've heard stories. You told me something. So what are some things? This is for the photographers who are maybe thinking about working with male models or want to improve their ability to work with male models. So feel free to just let it out.
Okay. Cool. Bad.
Yeah.
So I mean, for male models, I would say provide a makeup artist. Not necessarily that it's needed, but it's also very convenient when you run into an issue. Typically, I think males keep their faces and skin clear for the most part, as far as I know. But at the same time, you want to be camera ready, and a certain kind of complexion that you're supposed to have on the camera, and makeup helps enhance those complexions of your skin. So being prepared with your own makeup artist, having extra clothes.
Oh.
That would be because males typically are bigger. You know what I mean? We're very long and stuff. So having shoes that are alternative to what we have already would be very key. That just shows a different side of professionalism from the photographer. Just so that he's prepared for anything that happens.
Now, let's go back. Let's do a little rewind.
Okay.
Let's talk about the makeup artist part.
Okay.
Okay. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want folks to know about this because we just literally showed that example in our last shoot.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. And if you're watching the slideshow, this is the shoot. Okay, with the suit here, this here. We had a makeup artist that only spent maybe good 15 minutes, and it made a world of a difference. Look at that photo. That's a dope photo.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, let's toot our horn. Toot. That was pretty clean.
Product placement.
You know what I'm saying? But it made a world of a difference. She was amazing. And spent about 15 minutes touching him up. Didn't apply as heavy, doesn't need to, as much as a female model. But what she did is she cleaned up just like... she helped to even out the shadowing. Like, our skin has different complexions in different areas, and she helps to balance that out. And which means is you do less work in post. So later on, when I was in Lightroom, I didn't take any of those photos in Photoshop, first of all. Second of all, when I was in Lightroom, all I was looking for was like certain blemishes that makeup can't hide, like a scar, like right here, like turn your cheek here, like right here, right? So there, and like other things I noticed when I pinch in, like right on top of your nose.
Yeah.
Right? Boom. Easily use blemish removal tool. Boom. It's done. And the makeup artist already did all the hard work with the skin, and she applied a little bit. It was not a lot.
No, it wasn't a lot.
But it evens out the skin tone. Okay? And then also helps it so that his skin, which all of us are, especially if you're African American, tends to have more oil. So therefore, when the light hits it, that flash hits, it reflects, and it is like, I hate trying to edit that out. So she helps to give him more of a matte look. And it worked out really, really, really well. I edited his photos in one day. I think I delivered 10 of them to you, or 8 of them.
Yeah.
I delivered 8 of them. And so therefore, if you know makeup artists that you work with female models, I could almost guarantee most of them are like, yeah, if they haven't worked with males, they want to. They want to be able to flex their muscle. Ask them to come work with a male model with you. And I'm telling you, it sets an awesome tone too. It helps relax the male model because he understands, okay, you're in control as a photographer. You're serious about creating some great photos.
Yeah.
And you give a shit about them just as much as you would a pretty young model in a goddamn bikini.
That part.
Right? Right? Because a lot of times male models, from my experience, feel like an accessory or a second-class citizen.
We're always
or second-class citizen,
like,
right?
It's always about, I mean, I get it. You know,
Yeah.
women tend to sell things way better than men. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a man in a shoot is just the accessory. When you go to prom, you're the accessory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
you
good.
get married, you're an accessory.
You're married. No one's coming there to see you. They're coming to see the bride.
That's
you know what
right.
I mean?
Like, you look great. You're all right.
You're all right. You're just basic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, we love feeling important too. You know, we're doing a job just like like women do, and you know, we're taking it serious just like they do. You know what I mean? So it's good to feel important.
Yeah.
In that sense, the smallest things.
And might I add, on a professional level as a photographer, that if you can make male models look great and professional, and they look great, trust me, male clients come right behind them, and and this is my experience. They don't ask for promotions and shit. They say how much, and if they can pay, they pay. Okay, they don't ask for discounts and handshakes. They're ready to go. Male models. Here's a benefit. I'm gonna give you a couple benefits aside from what I just said. Mm-hmm. Male models show up on time. I'm not saying that all female models don't show up on time, but there is a large segment that seem to think you're waiting and living life on their time. So, with that said, male models give you the professional benefit of not fucking being late. Okay? They're hungry. Honestly, male models are hungry. Like my experience, the male models I've worked with at MDT Agency, they're not only hungry, they're so appreciative. They're like, thanks. You want to shoot? Thanks.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
They so that lets me know that there's a wide, like, how can I say, like a phenomenon that male photographers just want to only shoot females. So get off your high horse, get out of your comfort zone, and shoot with some male talent. Okay? So that's one thing. They're very appreciative. They're professional. They tend to be on time. Secondly, I love the challenge that male models bring to my photos. They're much different than females. Females, no offense to anybody out there, it's very easy to make a 23-year-old beautiful woman look hot in a bikini. To me, that doesn't make a good photo just because she's in a bikini.
That's right.
I mean, it makes her hot, but it makes your photo whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to see your range of work, and then I can really say whether you truly understand or have a passion to know photography. And male models give me a whole nother variables to mess with. I can experiment with dark contrasting, like harsh lighting. Women, they tend to like with high key lighting, very soft and beauty, right? Like this. This is high key, right? And now with you, one of our first photo shoots, we went complete opposite. Let me see if we can get to that here. This one right here, complete harsh lighting. I don't think it could have came out as nice. Well, this is natural light. But the point is that that's a range you want to be able to flex if you need to for whatever shoot you may have. And male models are a good way to experiment with that. And then they're down for experiments just as much as the women. They get ready faster. Shocker. Let's put that out there, right?
No,
like,
no shade, no shade.
You know,
but
even when we had the makeup, it was 15 minutes.
It's like in and out.
It's like
in and out. We got nothing.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
Yeah.
So think about that. If you just want to get together and shoot real quick, guess what? Hit up a male model. As long as his gas is good, he'd be there in whatever minutes, and you're ready to go as soon as the bag drops. And that's super cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Most time we're coming there already dressed.
Yeah. And again, back to experiment. If you got a new funky lens you want to try out and this, that, and the third, they're going to be more likely to say, fuck it, let's just give it a shot. And if you're experimenting with lighting, men, honestly, you can get away with a lot more murder with inexperience of the use of lighting, let's say flash, right? Because harsh lighting or even quote unquote not as good lighting or bad lighting still may look pretty dope on the guy.
Yeah,
right?
give it a rugged look,
If you get like split lighting and you're practicing split lighting and you're not quite getting split and you get more like maybe broadside lighting or something like that, then he still may look pretty good and it will still work out. Women, it can really, when you start messing and experimenting with shadows, you bring out imperfections in the face, in the skin. And let me tell you, you'll hear it from here to Kingdom Come on how they don't like the photo, and then therefore you don't want to post that photo, and basically now you have a wasted photo. So that's why I'm saying, like, for those who are shooting just natural light and want to experiment with flash photography, then I recommend you maybe grab a male model this time and experiment with different kind of lighting. And then when you do have a female client, then you already know what's going to work and what's not going to work. But I think you have more latitude for mistake with bad lighting when it comes to men, just because it's more forgiving for men. Men you want harsh lines to accentuate your chin, your shape, and also to add mood and grit and strength. And sometimes that works for women if that's what you're going for, but men, it's way more forgiving. It just is. We like to bump up clarity inside a Lightroom with men sometimes, because then it adds even more grit to, let's say, the hair and even the skin. And you would want to do that to women? Hell fucking no. You want to try to drop 10 years, 5 years, 3 years on women.
Yeah.
Not add more texture to the skin. But men, you can do that. And so, anyway, there's just certain creative benefits. And as a photographer, I want to be able to shoot whoever's in front of me, enhance whoever that the portrait of the person is. I don't want to feel limited just because it's a male. I can look at a guy and be like, man, this guy looks good, and still have my dick on. Okay, does that make sense? It's not gonna fall off.
Yeah.
And as you know, if you follow my Instagram at Robert Sewell Photography, so make sure you go ahead, little drop here. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, etc., etc., etc. Then you would know that I've even worked with professional trans models. Like, I've worked with two. I'm not sure if you've seen.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
The redhead and stuff. And my thing is, I work with talent. Period. It could be a Martian. I don't care. I'm gonna make the Martian look fucking hot. Okay. And I love that challenge. I don't want to be limited to my personal stereotypical comfort zone, aka young pretty woman.
Right. And
I'm so done with that. I'm not done with them. I'm saying I'm done with just thinking someone is a fantastic photographer just because they made a hot young girl amazing.
I have this conversation all the time with people, especially like female models that reach out to me on social media about how to get into modeling and things, or just general questions. And I ask them, I'm like, if you see a photographer that only has all women on their page, that's not showing me the depth of where they can go as far as professionalism.
Totally.
I'm like, I need to see diversity as far as like with different shades, range, different colors, different shapes and sizes. I need to see men and women, because like I said, anybody can shoot someone in a bikini. Totally. And make them look good, put some filters on it. Yeah.
It's amazing how beautiful a thong gets real quick.
Because sex sells.
That's right.
That's the one thing in the world, that sex will always sell. Yeah. So if you only can sit yourself around women, that means, in my opinion, I just feel like a photographer just loves the idea, or just is fascinated with a woman being in front of his camera that's attractive. So it's not there. He's not necessarily there for professionalism. He's there for his own personal.
He likes the
and hopes
the attention, and as well as just the fact that there's a beautiful woman in front of his
right, and hopes that something may transpire afterwards. You know what I mean? I've heard so many horror stories with that.
Just by that alone. Got you. Interesting. I didn't even think of that. I know that when I got when I get male clients, let's say a lawyer or a professional, or just somebody that just wants a professional portrait for their dating profile, they look at my website and they look at my body of work, right? And they say, oh, we have an issue. Okay, it connected back. Wow, that was like... All right, sorry about the disconnect. Oh. Ha! I'm typing on the wrong damn thing. Okay. This thing is about as. I need to get like. See, this is. It should be a laptop. Because now that there we go. I have to wait for this stupid thing to connect. I want it to there. There we go. So explain, because someone's gonna say something to me.
There you go.
All right. Anyway, sorry. I just want to share the fact that OBS was acting up, so I had to just send you guys a message. Sorry about that.
No,
That had nothing to do with us. It just all of a sudden disconnected and reconnected. It was the most oddest thing. Anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about
what do I look for.
Oh yeah, exactly. What do you look for as a model, especially as a professional model, right? Because you know, you're not only working for yourself and maybe Instagram, like some content, but you're also like want to have portraits for your portfolio. You want your agency to be like happy about the photos too. So when you look at a photographer you don't know personally, like me, you could, I just text you.
Right.
But like if you don't know, what do you look for in a photographer?
Okay, it's a couple things because this is very important because your image is everything.
Okay.
So, I typically look at their Instagram and social media, the amount of traffic that comes to their social media. That's number one because then everything's about a benefit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
we all gotta win.
Right. Everybody has to win at some point. So I'm like, okay, well then I look at the amount of following. Then I look at the quality of their pictures, and I look at anyone that looks like me, and I'm like, okay, can I see myself, you know, on their page? Can I see myself in front of their lens? Could they make me look great? Because a lot of photographers that really can't shoot black people.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So you have to, and then you got to understand about. You guys do your research on them as far as like, do they have a website? If they're reaching out to you, do they have a mood board? Do they have all these things in place? Because when I come there, I wanted to, you know, everything to be professional, everything to be set up the right way, so we be in and out. They're busy, I'm busy, so we need to make sure everything is squared away. But this is before I even say yes or no. I'm immediately doing my research.
It's amazing
who they're talking to and everything.
It's amazing what you said. I don't mean. I'm listening. I obviously have to play producer at the same time. But someone was commenting similar to what you were saying. You know, like they were asking me. But she says something about size. It says on Instagram it's how do I say? You got please get a profile name I could easily say. See me missing something that says I'm looking through your pics and I don't see no one my size, so I'm guessing she may be plus size. I'm not sure, but the point is you did the same thing. I said, here we go, look at this streaming. It's like it turned off and turned back on again. That's the software. That's this software here. Okay. So what I did was I went home and absolutely started my portfolio all over again. And my mission was to be able to shoot every kind of model, like meaning color of female model, work with male models, because then I really started reaching out to male models because I had a feeling if you looked at my site, I want you to know I can work with you. Does that make sense?
Right, exactly.
And I had a feeling that's how models would look if they saw my site, or at least that's how they would think is, can someone like me look good in front of this person's camera? Does that make sense?
Right.
Has that ever happened where like basically where things went all bad, you know, with a photographer and not knowing how to shoot someone with your complexion?
Oh yeah, I mean, as a black male model in general, it's different between being a male model and a black male model. That's a whole different conversation. But I've been on shoots where I would shoot a photographer, and then when the editing came to it,
oh boy, okay, what happened with that?
I mean, the raw picture was great, but then editing was, my face was orange. It was like a whole different color. You know what I mean? It was just like, damn. It's like you went far left with the picture.
Yeah, you're like, where were you going?
And you know what I mean? And that just some people just don't know how to work with black males or black people in general when it comes to art.
Gotcha.
And so I'm very particular who I work with now.
Oh, so you've actually narrowed down who specifically you're available for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to everyone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? When someone reaches out to me, and sometimes I do, passion projects for people because I believe in helping, people out, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's business. You know what I mean? I still have to, provide for my family. I still got to do all these things. So
this is what you do.
Yes, what I do for a living. You
That's
know what
right.
I mean? So when you approach me, and I'm like, okay, what's the move? Then I think about what's the benefit. Am I working on something already? Do I have time to take off of this, and that? So it's all these things that come into play. But if you don't have at least a website, or you have at least a portfolio that's professional, or you have at least a diverse or a large following, there's no benefit for me in general.
Okay, so now. Okay, no, well that makes a lot of sense because honestly, that's where I'm at in terms of like, does this benefit me? Okay. Okay, I just had to change something. Okay, now let's look at some questions. Okay, so I see here. Oh, okay, this is Glenn. He follows me for supporting my groove. How's it going, Glenn? And then, are there some suggested small digital magazines looking for editorial submissions featuring male models, similar to the hundreds of online magazines focused on fashion for women? Yes, there are. What I do, honestly, if you look through Caviar, go to caviar.com, and that's like a distribution portal to submit to magazines. So you'll look for magazines on Caviar, and then you'll upload your images to that particular submission. Some of them ask you to pay to submit to that magazine, but there's a lot of them that don't. Okay, and some are just online, some are print. You can clearly read which ones are print and which ones online. But there are ones that when it says fashion, I submit my men editorials to it anyway. Yeah. Okay. Don't try not to assume that just because they're a fashion magazine that like all of a sudden they don't want to hear your stuff just because you see their examples are all women. Just submit it to men anyway, and you'll be surprised. I did an editorial where I didn't know, like I just submitted it anyway, and it got published with a male model just by me sending it, meaning like I didn't think it would get in. But it was like, fuck it. Yeah, and it was a test shoot. It was a test shoot with an agency, and I got it published. So you never know who on the back end is looking at your photos and can suddenly find room in their magazine for your shit. So it's like, just submit it anyway. So go to Caviar. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox me on Instagram at Robert Silver Photography, or you can inbox me on Facebook at Robert Silver Photography, or just post a comment down below. Okay, please take a second and hit that like, share, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna be coming to you live every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, so get your questions together for every Tuesday. Okay. Anyway, now Glenn hit me back with another question. Do you get model release on test shoots so you can submit to mags? Yes, you definitely want to do that. Like, it's safe and sorry. Like, I mean, if we shoot together, we know that like if we're doing TFP, since we've worked together for I think 3 years now. Yeah. That I can just go submit it because that's what I told them what the project is about, and that's what we're gonna do. Now, if I'm saying I'm shooting this to be commercially exploited so I could get paid, that means I need to pay him. Does that make sense? So you want to be very clear and upfront. Obviously, write that down in your release forms just to be safe than sorry. You never know if relationships go sour, whatever. Those are still your photos, but you don't want any back-end drama either. So yes, absolutely, get one page release form, safe than sorry, unless you have a very close and tight relationship with your model. Yeah. But again, be very clear on how you want to use the photos. Yes. Because their time is money. So therefore, you could respect them by at least being honest what you want to do with the photos. Oh, this is, hey, let's create some content for our social media. Cool.
Like the H&M
right?
thing.
Exactly.
The H&M thing. So that.
Yeah, exactly. Like the H&M thing. Like,
yeah, we had
like this. this was perfect example. We just wanted to do photos for more content, and sure enough, the agency liked it too. Mm-hmm. And then and so was this technically.
Mm-hmm. H&M reached out.
Yeah.
That situation, and that's how they inform you about reaching out.
And I appreciated that.
So that way you in the loop, and if anything transpired, you know about what's going on.
Yeah, that was great. They reached out to him on Instagram, and you mind if I tell the story?
Go ahead.
Reach out to him on Instagram. Hey, can we use this photo to repost for ourselves? Of course, duh. We said yes. Mm-hmm. But again, that was from another just getting together test shoot. But at the beginning, we let each other know what these photos and our intentions are with these photos, okay? And also let your model know these are not to be used commercially aside from promoting your own talent, right? Clearly let them know that. If they try to bring some, like models tried this. They try to bring, like, they get sponsored by some water bottle. Mm-hmm. But then want to come do a photo shoot, and guess what they're holding in your photos? The water bottle. Mm-hmm. So guess what they're going to do? Go get paid to be sponsoring that water bottle, and then post it on Instagram, and they get paid for the photo you created. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. No bueno. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen with me unless you're bringing some money my way too. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
You let them know ahead of time. If you have 200,000 followers, maybe we could work that out because I might actually benefit by getting splashed on your page. Yeah, Does that make sense? So there's a benefit, but clear communication. So yes to that release. Okay, Glenn, thank you very much. And I'm seeing people here on Instagram tuning in as well, which I really appreciate. I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, there's Reza. I'm sure he's hating from a distance.
Find out what type of model you want to be, and like the, you know what I mean, because everybody can't be commercial, everybody can't be lifestyle. You know what I mean? You might be
everybody's meant to be on a runway.
Right, everybody's meant to be on a runway, so you might just be a lifestyle model. You know, you might be on Target ads and being a dad or something there at Old Navy. So find out your niche.
Nothing wrong with being a dad at Old Navy.
Ain't nothing wrong with that because they might pay very well.
That's just called you're thrifty if you had Old Navy.
You know what I mean? That's still amazing. That's still amazing.
Yeah, and that's a paid gig.
That's a paid gig. So I mean, the client, it varies on far as like when it comes to income wise, but the opportunity is always great. Okay. But yeah, I would say just find what type of model you want to be. Work at that. Work on your temple and your body. You know, you want to look healthy. You want to look young. Look healthy or young as you can. Okay. Without going to the extreme.
Copy that.
I'd say that.
Okay, so that's the best way to get noticed, or some tips.
Yes,
right?
That's some small.
I'm gonna give you a tip here. Instagram, here on my Instagram. One way to get noticed, just because I shoot for an agency pretty regularly, is be persistent and show range. As a model, you want to show range. You want to show that you can go from fitness to the boardroom. So show range. Get some nice clothes that actually hang on your waist.
Right, exactly.
Let's put that out there, okay?
Can they market you?
Huh?
You have to be marketable.
You have to be marketable. Seriously, you have to. That's a great term. You have to be marketable, okay? So look at your work and be honest with yourself. Is my image really marketable? Because if you go open up a GQ, you can open up almost anything and see whether your style is somewhat marketable. Even right now, it's so edgy inside of magazines, and it's flexing so much culture and vibrance right now. But at the same time, clearly you could see that certain urban or street styles just do not make it to magazines. It just will not. Okay, it's not marketable. Does that make sense?
Right, exactly.
So I think that's I just shot a portfolio shoot for a plus size model, and I'm actually having an editorial shoot with another plus size model coming up. So you will be seeing soon me having content on my website, not just to post real quick and say I did it.
Right.
I'm actually going to display other shapes as well as colors and heights and sizes. I really want to show a broad range, and I know I could do it because I've done it. And now I'm gonna show you all so that you know that I walk the walk, basically.
I'm glad you mentioned plus size model because I actually have a really big soft spot and a heart towards plus size models. Awesome. One of my good friends, I should say, that actually helped me get signed with MDT as well.
Oh yeah.
And but as far as like she gave me opportunity. She gave me opportunity.
Right on.
Samantha Davis.
Right
She's one of
on.
the biggest plus size model in California in the business right now. I think so. Her look is just
Awesome.
amazing. But I just feel like that plus size models are changing the way the standard of a woman or just a look in general it's just rapidly changing.
Totally.
And
Totally.
you know what I mean? I would say like I'm looking at runways and I'm like, why is it this person is like size 2, 5'10" on a runway? That's not a real person.
Yeah.
That's not an average person. So if I'm gonna sell to everyone, you know what I mean? I'm trying to sell to a certain market. I want everyone to feel good in my clothes.
So that goes back to the marketability.
Yeah, like.
And by the way, Instagram said I appreciate you. So that was a question, you know. So I'm not sure if it's to me or Arion, but I'm sure either way, it's all love, and we appreciate you tuning in and asking these questions. But absolutely, so that's marketability. So as a photographer, then that means if I want to be able to have more chances to have a wide range of clientele, which means I can eat off of this, then yeah, I want to make sure I have not only female talent, but male talent, not only Caucasian or Latino talent, but African American talent and everything in between there. And then also plus size as well as petite.
Yeah, you gotta have it all.
Right?
You have to.
Show that range. And again, that's what test shoots are for, setting these up. You know, with COVID, we have time now. We have time. Like, I have sometimes too much time. So I fill it up with a lot more work. But the point is, COVID has slowed us down.
Yeah.
So that means we can get to work.
Yeah,
Does that make
no
sense?
excuse at all.
Yeah, there's no excuses. No excuses at all. Remember, folks, head on over to Instagram, please, and follow Arion if you have any questions about modeling or getting into modeling, because you host. What do? You do consultation?
Yeah, I have a so for everyone that is new to who I am and stuff, so what I have offered, I got a service, is a consultation service that allows me to sit one-on-one with you via Zoom, of course, because pandemic.
Okay.
And we kind of go over what we do. We go over what's the best way for you to break into the industry. I gave you tips and tools, insight. I'll let you into a little bit of my black book, references of people that I've met that can help you start that journey if you're ever interested in getting into the industry and how to be a public figure and how to grow your social media as well.
Cool.
A lot of tips and tools. It's very resourceful. I've gotten a lot of good feedback from it.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
And is there a particular is there an age range that you work with?
No, I work with all age range.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? All age range. I mean, I also have a program that designed for kids.
Oh.
And that's a whole different conversation, and then also for adults as well.
What about good-looking photographers?
Hey man, if photographer, you want to switch industries, let me know.
Okay.
I can tell you exactly how to get into it.
Get in front of the camera, get behind the camera.
Yeah, I'll just show you how you get started. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then the rest is up to you.
All right. So we went over a lot, and I really appreciate it. Now tell me what's on the horizon for you.
On the horizon for me, right now I'm in the midst of. I just signed with a new agency. No one knows this.
Oh wow!
You
heard it here, folks. Here. Okay.
Yeah, no one knows. So I just signed with IMD in Oregon.
Beautiful.
And,
congrats.
So thank you.
If I had a button to make funky sounds, I'd press it. Woo woo woo.
So yeah, I'm excited to be with them. You know, I've heard great things about them. I know a colleague of mine is with them as well, and they're doing great work. Okay. Clients all over the world and stuff. So I'm excited to work with this new team, my new family.
Okay.
I can't wait to get started. Definitely.
And what are you looking to get into? Like, is there any areas in which you're looking to flex your muscle more in besides modeling?
I'm getting into acting. That's my main focus, to get into acting at some point. I do want to eventually book a major TV show for like Criminal Minds or like Quantico, something that has to do with crime or.
Oh, okay. You want to be a detective. You want to be Luther.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
you want to be Luther. Gotcha.
Yeah. So just doing things like that. That's something like Law and Order. Like being on that show for a long period of time.
I love that. Yeah, you want to be like Ice-T.
Yeah, Ice-T
for like 2 decades.
His story is so. His story is amazing. How he got that role.
I know.
Yeah,
his wife really helped him.
He's supposed to be in there for like a couple episodes, and then they end up keeping him for the next 17 years.
Dang, that's crazy. 17 years.
Yes.
That's a paycheck.
That's
all right.
Paycheck.
Yeah, don't be mad at that. thanks, Charlie. Much appreciated. I think he's talking about you. He's saying congrats.
Thank you.
To
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And if it's to me, I appreciate you anyway. So how about that? We both appreciate you. And we appreciate you watching. Make sure you press that like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because again, as I said, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, we'll be going live at Let's Talk Photography. And every week, I'm going to do my best to bring in a new model or a makeup artist or hairstylist or whoever. If you have any personal opinions on who I should bring on board, like in terms of talent, let me know and I'll invite somebody on. So if you want to talk to an actor, if you want me to bring on a makeup artist, a hairstylist, a fashion designer, or a fashion wardrobe stylist, let me know. Post your comments and I will make that happen. I don't have no shame in the game. You know what? I'm down to invite photographers too. So
That'd be good.
feel free to tag me. Yeah, we photographers could get in here and talk about what we do talk about. Let me see if there's any last minute questions. I appreciate you. Awesome. Thank you very much. People are just watching. I love you that you're watching and everything's looking pretty smooth. What is the best way people get in contact with you, by the way?
Instagram.
Instagram? Is that literally
yeah,
it?
that's Instagram or my email. My email is my Instagram, but
okay.
I check all my DMs. So if you guys direct message me, I'm gonna check them. I'm not that type of person that check my DMs.
Nice. And I have a Instagram and a YouTube and a this and a that. Are you on YouTube?
I am on YouTube. I will have that link very shortly for you guys. I'm going back into it. It's been a rough couple months because of COVID, but I'm definitely getting back into it probably in the next couple of weeks.
What is it called? What is it?
It's my name. My name, I am Arion J. It's anywhere you can find me on any social media platform.
So it's just like your Instagram here.
Just on my Instagram. That's everywhere. Twitter, Snapchat, whatever. That's my name everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. And I want to say thank you everybody for tuning in for this week of Let's Talk Photography. I hope some of the tips and advice we shared this week really helped you out. As I said, go ahead to Instagram and follow Arion. And if you have any questions or comments, post them down below. Okay. And of course, take a second and follow me, not only by pressing subscribe on YouTube, but follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and everything else. I really appreciate it. And with that said...
You won't regret it.
Yeah, you won't regret it.
Follow my man.
But thanks for watching. See you next time.